What's up, fam? Thank y'all for tuning in once again. As always, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, hit the notification bell so every time I drop a video, you will be the first to know about it. All right, you see the thumbnail, you see the title on the screen. This is from blackamericaweb.com, and it reads Sha'Carri, Richardson snubs mainstream media for quote-unquote black journalists after winning world title. Viral video claims. Now, I haven't seen the video, but I've seen the Twitter post, and we'll get into it. But it says, "No thank you," the track star is shown saying while walking past a gaggle of reporters. Now, if y'all don't know, yesterday, Sister Sha'Carri won the World Championships out in Hungary. Let's see, let's scroll down here. You see Sister Sha'Carri celebrating her win, and it says Richardson was in Hungary in the World Athletic Championships, where she won a gold medal in spectacular fashion. In the women's 100-meter final in record time for the event, she races past her opponent. Let me get this one up. Here we go. She races past her opponent for the World Athletic Championships best time of 10.65. Like I say, you want to congratulate this sister because, I mean, she's been through a lot the last couple of years. We all know the reasons for her being suspended a couple of years ago from the Olympic team and just for the U.S. team in general. She came back. She struggled for a little bit. In some races placing damn near last, some races not even placing at all. But she persevered. She kept the same energy. And as you see, she worked hard to get to where she knew she belonged. But she comes in Monday for this weekend. The first thing that made big news, because I didn't even know they was even had a track event. First thing they showed was that when she was winning a quarterfinal event, she wiped her brow before she crossed the finish line, and I think they tried to make that into a headline, but nobody wanted to say anything, which was smart on their part. But like I was saying, like, hey, if you got the skills, there's nothing wrong with bragging, boasting, showboating. If you can back it up, that's the way I see it. But you're gonna lose sometime. And that's the thing, and that's the lesson in life. No matter what you do, where you do it, how you do it, whether it's in sports, whether it's in business, family, anything, around the house, mowing the yard, fixing cars, whatever. There's gonna be times where you're not gonna be able to succeed in the task at hand. And so you just gotta take your lumps. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with showboating. I said in my last video, Deion Sanders, probably one of my top 2 or 3 football players of all time. Coldest cornerback to me to ever live. That man showboated since he was in college. Now, he said it like that in high school too, but since college, football, baseball, that's what he did. But he backed it up on the field, and he also said that he worked hard off the field, well, away from the limelight. So the same thing here, you can tell that Sister Sha'Carri worked hard, and now, she won the World Championships, with a time of, 10.65 seconds. That's awesome, you feel me? But let's get into the story, because this story is about the media and how the media seems to be butthurt because she didn't talk to him. So continuing on, it says, but it wasn't so much that she won, but more so how she won. And then how she reportedly handled that win afterward. Richardson is shown toward the end of the sprint, waving her hand toward the crowd in acknowledgement that she was about to win. I think that was I don't know what that was. That's old. I think that was the race on Friday or Saturday, I believe, when they're talking about it. And then it said afterward, while media likely clamored to score an exclusive interview, a video posted to social media claiming to show Richardson only speaking with a black reporter before walking past a group of other members of the media and simply telling them no thank you. In what seemed to be a coordinated effort, dozens and dozens of social media accounts posted the same video accompanied by the following message. Sha'Carri didn't stop to talk to any other media, saying no thank you. She only stopped to talk to these black journalists. Now, it's amazing that they said that. Because in a world or in a sport where everything is supposed to be universal and you represent your country, in America for sure, you could be in the country and they'll call you a black this, a white this, you know, or they could call you something derogatory, call you the N-word, whatever derogatory term you can use for white people. Just, you know, all races have some kind of derogatory term in the English language, in the American English language. They could be as racist as all outdoors towards you. But when you get on that stage, when you know, you could be in the country and you could be boxing and fighting, you can go all over the world as an individual, and they can talk about you like a dog. I mean, you go all the way back to Jack Johnson, you go to Muhammad Ali, or whatever. But when you go somewhere and you represent the country, they don't call you a black athlete, right? They don't call you an athlete of color. You are an American, a U.S. athlete, and you're representing the country, right? That's what they say. So it's interesting, or you're a Russian athlete, or a Chinese athlete, or whatever country you represent. So it's interesting that the media, who's supposed to be unbiased and neutral in their critiques, especially when it comes to race or color, that they use the word black journalist. To me, that shows just a tiny hint of racism. I mean, that's just my opinion, coming from a foundational black American or American descendant of slavery, however you want to call me. But that's what I see. But that's just because of the country that I grew up in, that I was born and raised in. So, you continue. It says the below post has been shared tens of thousands of times with plenty of other posts before the same video, or the same video and message. It's interesting. This Twitter account or X account, Unconventional Voices of Track and Field, says, shows a quote, "No thank you. Sha'Carri didn't stop to talk to any of the media, saying no thank you. She only stopped to talk to these black journalists." Now, this is from them, right? Unconventional Voices of Track and Field. I don't know the people, but let's see. Let me see if we can hear it.
No, thank you.
Now you see, she said she talked to the Jamaican journalist, but tells everyone else, "Nah, I ain't trying to holler at you. No, thank you." She tells them, "No, thank you." And so they all upset about it. Now remember, these are the same journalists, man. Look at her. Can I blame Sha'Carri? Not really. Because these are the same journalists that dogged her. Talked about her like a dog when she, failed that test a couple years ago. Pretty much castigated her out of the sport. But it wasn't like, now I too said, let me be honest, I said she made a mistake. I said, man, I said the excuses she made, that she gave for why she did it, I said they was like asinine, didn't make sense. Sound like somebody who just trying to, grasp at straws, making up something, and then gonna get mad because nobody wants to take a side. I mean, you just can't do it regardless of why you did it, even if her reasoning was legit. When you're in somebody else's world, playing under somebody else's rules, you just gotta follow the rules or be bound to face the consequences. And we can get into race, say, well, if she was because they did have some other doping scandals during the same time, and these other athletes, I think from Russia, I believe, they were not suspended, and they were supposedly caught using performance enhancing drugs. But the only thing Sister Sha'Carri was doing was, you know, smoking that weed, which is not performance enhancing. Matter of fact, if it did anything, it would slow it down or it made calmer. But it's nothing like blood doping or oxygen doping or, you know, any kind of PEDs, anything of that nature. And she got suspended. So I can understand if this is true, why she would do it. Because the media, you know, turned their back on her. Like I say, made it seem like she did the worst thing in the world. Can't believe it. You know, forget her. You know what I'm saying? Just seem to just throw it to the wayside and who's next. But like a sister from Dallas is gonna do, she's not gonna give up. And that's exactly what she did. She knew what she had, and she not only did she work on it, she pretty much perfected it. Continue, it says later it appeared Richardson did speak to the mainstream media as the Associated Press reported that she said after the race that she was inspired by her opponents. All the heavy hitters were going to bring the A game, so help me pull out my best A game as well, Richardson said. I'm next to the living legends. It feels remarkable. Now, here's an interesting point to think about. Remember, like I said, a few races ago, she pulled the wig off, took her fingernails off before the race, came out and won. And people thought, you know, they tried to make a big spectacle out of that, pretty much trying to call it ghetto, this, that, and the third, but it wasn't. She was showing the world how she was shedding her old skin, and the new and improved Sister Sha'Carri was on center stage. And when she said that, the story kind of died down. Nobody really made a big fuss about it. If you understand what I'm saying? Because she showed maturity, and she's gonna jump in front of it before y'all try to make it a spectacle. So what's interesting is in this race, the woman that she beat, if y'all notice, had on a big wig or maybe like some micro braids. I don't know, but she had on a lot of hair that wasn't hers, right? And Sha'Carri beat her. So maybe if she didn't have on all that hair, maybe she could have won. But on the same note, they said Sister Sha'Carri had the third slowest start time in the race. So if she could have had the best start time in the race, she probably could have been out front and never looked back. You see what I'm saying? So I mean, I just wanted to put that all out there. Later she added, you bring who you are onto the track. You bring your athlete into your life. Just knowing that people know me not just as an athlete, but as a person. There is no separate, honestly. The victory was a long time coming. A couple of years ago, after she wasn't allowed to compete in the Olympic Games, after failing a drug test, you all know that. Richardson had been working towards money's win for a while, including in May when she won a title in Qatar, running her then fastest time of the year with a 10.76 100-meter race. At the time, Richardson explained that she had found my piece back on the track, and I'm not letting anything or anybody take that anymore. Richardson has been expected to make headlines. Oh yeah, it's about the Olympic Games. We don't talk about that. Say she might be ready for next year. Let's say a year ago she was in no man's land as far as not making the team. Richardson's agent said following her win on Monday, and then to come back and finally find her happy place, which is on the track, and to not try to compete with any kind of negative influence out there. I personally told her you'll never win that battle on your best day, and that's true. You never win that battle, man, because people gonna come at you no matter what you say, no matter how you put it out there. People gonna continue to come at you, good or bad. But hold on, let's look at this Twitter account, this Voices of this track and field. Now, I know y'all seeing this log in, sign up thing, but I think somebody hacked my poor little Twitter account, so I had to send it out to Twitter to see if we can get this rectified. But here's the, hold on, let's go back one more screen. I know I'm doing a lot here. Let's go back one more screen because This is it. Unconventional voices of track and field, right? Giving an honest and unfiltered voice. Well, he truly was unfiltered. But give RG3 some big ups, but RG3, I don't know about that guy sometimes. And this from like 2022 when they talked about Sha'Carri, I think finishing the race, and she couldn't get the first round, and she didn't speak to the media. But then this person here, I don't know if it's a man or a woman or whatever, they didn't either. But here goes the two people that she spoke to over this past weekend. It was this sister here and this brother here, and also she spoke to the Jamaican after she won the later on after she won the last race. This says here, FYI, here is that it's scary. Sha'Carri doing 2 interviews with media she clearly relates to, feels comfortable with, and feels can relate to her. If she didn't do any interviews with any other media outlets, maybe she's making a statement, and I think she should. Like I say, don't agree with what she did a couple years ago. Like I said, failing that test, I feel it was. I'm sure she feels that it was that she shouldn't have done it. Because I'm the type of person that's like this here. No matter how I feel about something, I can't get upset if I don't control the narrative. If I can't control the narrative. You understand what I'm saying? It's like if I'm working at a job and they say we have to wear, I don't know, all black leather shoes that you get from Payless or the Nordstrom rack with no name or whatever, because a lot of fluids can be spilled and you need to be able to clean it off quickly and instantly. If that's what they said, and I done went and bought some $250, $300 Hoka tennis shoes because they're more comfortable, and I can get upset and be like, man, they can't do this. Why they gonna do this, man? These shoes are uncomfortable. Them shoes ugly. I like these shoes, but if they come to me and say, hey, you don't wear the all black tennis shoes, we're gonna write you up, I can't be upset. I can't be upset no matter. I know that my shoes ain't hurting me. I know I can clean those shoes because I've done it before. I have to understand. I could be upset, but I have to understand. You see what I'm saying? I can say, hey, gotta follow the rules. If I don't like the rules, I gotta go somewhere else, do something else, right? If they say, hey, clocking in, and you gotta clock in, no earlier than 10 minutes before start time, and I'm like, well, I need at least 15 minutes. When I was clocking in, 15 minutes earlier, that was stretching it. Now you pushing to 10 minutes. That's no prep time. Because once I hit the floor, I gotta hit the floor running. If I got no prep time, it's gonna put me behind. But if they say, hey, those are the rules, either ride with it or ride out, hey, I got a choice. And so that's all I was saying about the whole, her when she failed that test. Because if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? You want to smoke a little, want to drink a little, whatever, do what you do. But if it goes against the narrative and there are consequences to face, then you just got to deal with it, right? There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So that's all I was saying about when she failed that test. But yeah, but everybody else who came and bashed her and dogged her, and and there's a lot of guys out there, who love to like bash on women like this. I know there's women that like to bash on guys, but we sticking to this story. I haven't seen not one of them do a video on her after this world championship win. They worse than the females they talk about. You know what I'm saying? Sister done good, done well, done great. You got to give her props, especially our sisters. You know what I'm saying? No matter what it is, because if it was a brother and it was in the sport, we give him his props. You know what I'm saying? We talk up the NBA, but then we talk down the WNBA. So we'll talk up, what's his name, Hussein Bolt, but then we talk down Sha'Carri Richardson, or we don't say a word about her when she does well. And I don't think that's right. I mean, I feel we gotta stick together as men and women, especially in our community, not especially in our community, we gotta show more solitude with each other. All this talking bad about each other, about the black man this, the black woman that. They ain't no good. We ain't no good. You get tired of that. This ain't the time. This ain't the place. This is not the time right now. Right now is not the time to do it. It never is the time. But right now we really shouldn't do it because there's a lot happening in this world, in this country, that the only way that we gonna actually get a piece of what we deserve is that we're gonna have to stick together. Because we're talking about reparations nowadays. It's like the conversation is getting heavy. Now, this is not the first time reparation has been brought up since the end of slavery, but right now it's big because we got the social media platforms and the worldwide internet to get the word out to the world. So right now it's time for all of us to stick together. Like, hey, if we got a chance to get it, the only way we're gonna do it is if we stick together. The presidential vote is coming up next year. We can't be fighting along political party lines. We need to be fighting for us as FBA ADOS people. We need to be voting for and fighting for policies that benefit us. Like really benefit us. Not saying that we're gonna help minorities and people of color, because we've been through that and we see what it has gotten a lot of us, and the needle has not been moved. Every now and then some of us make it, but then the rest of us still fall by the wayside. We got to stick together on that. If Sister Sha'Carri does not want to talk to the white media, there shouldn't be an ADOS or FBA person out there with a negative comment. It's kind of like when, what's that boy name? Juicy Smollett. When he went out there and told that bullcorn story about MAGA people, attacking him at 2 o'clock in the morning coming back from Subway. We ain't said nothing about that at first. Nobody said nothing about that. We was quiet as long as he was, stuck to his story and left it alone. But when he came out, started talking about how, and his people came out, started talking about how we didn't have his back. Oh, we had to eat him up. We had to eat him up. We would let you die on that lie. We would let you have that. But when you came out and told that bullcorn, that junk about we ain't sticking with you and this and the third, turn it back. Oh no, now you done messed up. 'Cause look here, dude. Here's what we know. We ain't that damn stupid. And everybody just went on, saying, because we would have stuck by him if need be. If he would have kept us, the racial aspect out of it when it came to us, shoot, them folk could have tried to crucify him and we would have had his back. But, we're going to stay quiet. We're going to see how they going to react. But when he came at us, you lost it, bud. You lost it. So, yeah. Like I said, if she didn't want to talk to other media outlets and only want to talk to the people that she feel comfortable with, shoot, let her do it. I got, I'm all for it. More power to her. Shoot, you know what I'm saying? Because I wouldn't want to talk to nobody who talk down on me either. Who talk bad about me, who counted me out. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, if I'll criticize, I'll say, I have my opinions. Like I said, we all have our opinions. I'll tell you what I felt, what I think that it was wrong. If it's wrong, it's wrong. Call a spade a spade. You can't, you can't fault people for that. But anyway, tell me what you think about this story, man. Hey, like I said, more power to Sister Sha'Carri. Congratulations. Keep up the good work. Representing Dallas. I think she went to Carter. Went to Carter High School, which was, I didn't go to high school, but hey, it is what it is. So she representing her folk and just continue representing the folk, man. And like I said, if you got, tell me what you think. Leave your comments below and then share it with the world. And with that being said, I leave you in peace, and I'll see you on the other side.